I love printing. I love printing. I love it. I love printing. Hey everybody, want to welcome you back to another episode of Printer to Printer with me, Warren Werbitt, also known as Print Whisper. Well, it's not here, but over there and there, or that sign up there. Today, my distinguished list of guests continue. Today, I have a fellow Canadian. I have Mike Meshkati from Sinalite. How you doing, Mike?
Not bad. How you doing, Warren?
I'm good, thank you. Thanks for taking the time to join me. Not that I gave you a choice.
No, thank you so much for having me on.
It's a pleasure. Always want to have good people on, right? Make me look better.
Amazing.
Before I ask you some questions, why don't you tell me a little bit, or tell the people listening, hopefully there's more than 11, about Sinalite.
Yeah, so we're a wholesale trade printer. We've been around for 24 years. It's a family-owned business. So we do anything from commercial printing, that's postcard, business cards, flyers, books, etc., to signage, to roll label printing. We do a lot of apparel printing. We do embroidery, and we've just got into corrugated as well. So we're end to end. So whatever you could think of, except 3D printing, which we tried to do it, but we couldn't. We do it. We got about 200 staff members, about 150,000 square feet facility.
Whoa.
Yeah, and we produce 3,000 to 4,000 orders a day. So we kind of know what we're doing, and our main objective is to make sure that resellers are supercharged when they're talking to their clients. Because we understand manufacturing really, really well. And we understand that our clients understand selling really, really well. So it's a good synergy. They sell, and we produce it on their behalf, and we blind ship it, and their customers do not even know who we are, and they think they could produce all of this work, which we give them the capability to do that.
Wow. So I'm like going, wow, I know you a long time, but I didn't know the 150. I didn't know the corrugated, the end to end, 200 employees. Wow. And 200 employees. I'm stuck.
It's not easy. No, it's
not easy. I had 120 and loved them all most days. Some days hated them all. But definitely. So let me ask you, 200 employees today with the labor issues going on. Are you keeping people? Are they leaving? Are you hiring? How's that working for you?
We are on a hiring streak right now because the business is growing. As you know, there's a lot of printers that don't have paper, and we planned our paper October of last year, and we have sufficient amount of paper.
Wow.
Yeah. And,
sorry, I'm gonna just a break. You say you planned the paper last year. Did you know something was coming? Did you feel something was coming? Did someone tell you something was coming?
No, we felt it. We felt it because we typically plan a quarter to 2 quarters ahead for our paper. And we started communicating with the mills, with our merchants, etc. And all the answers were negative. Wow. We were saying, okay, so when are you expecting XYZ lot to come in? And all of them said, we don't know. And it was a scary conversation. And then we would get phone calls from the mills saying, hey, by the way, your order is going to be delayed X amount of weeks. So this was occurring to us October last year. And I know a lot of the printers started feeling it actually in February, March, which we felt it too. Don't get me wrong. Right. We felt it heavily in March. But yeah, in regards to employees, we love all of our employees. We do a lot of engagement with our employees. We pay really well in the industry anyways. So we're keeping a lot of them, but we've done a lot of increases over this past year because we understand inflation is it's skyrocketing.
Never mind inflation. If people don't pay a little more, they're not going to keep people because people need to find better paying jobs for no other reason than the price of meat and butter has gone up.
Look at the gas prices. Yeah.
Don't get me started. I'm choking on the gas with my fishing boat.
No, I know.
That's another. Now there's no more 50 miles an hour on the water.
No, you got to just go.
And I plan my day. I don't go from the far east to the far west and then back to get a fish at 5 o'clock. Right. So it's crazy. So let me ask you pricing then. Just because of inflation and everything, how's your pricing? Have you raised it? Has there been, what's the reaction been?
Yeah, sure. Good questions. So we tried as hard as we could not to increase prices, but when we have paper going up 60% to 100%, when you have ink going up, when you have literally labor costs going up,
Yeah.
we don't have a choice. We have increased prices, but we are trying to limit the increases as much as we could. So we're trying to take majority of it ourselves, which our finance department doesn't like anyways, right? But we're trying to absorb as much as we could and pass on as little as we could to the customer. But we have no choice. We have to do it.
Okay. So what I say to that is that's really nice, but don't try so hard to hang on to it. I think right now it's the printer's time,
Yeah.
and it's not the printer's time to rip the client off. It's the printer's time to take our market back to the margins where they should be for the money that we have to keep reinvesting in this industry to keep going.
Yeah.
Right. So if you're selling cards, and I'm making up numbers, but if they were $20 and now they got to be $26 or 28,
They got to be 26. Yeah.
but who cares, right?
Yeah.
My message to every printer is now is not the time to be negotiating with your customers, right?
And it's a good message because all of our customers are resellers technically. So they're
Right.
printers. And yeah, that message is great. Our resellers should definitely follow that model right now.
I mean, I'll give you an example, and I might have said it before, but so I sell a little bit of print to people who call. I don't really actively solicit. So if people are calling me, it's because they want me to handle a project and do something right. Yeah. Usually. Client calls and I give them the price, and then they call back and they say to me, oh, it's a little high. I just said, okay, it's a little high. Can you lower it? I said, can't lower. They say to me, well, I think we're going to have to shop around.
Yeah.
I said, you can do that. I respect it. I don't think it's a good idea today because anyone you're going to call that you don't deal with knows why you're calling.
Yeah.
I said, and if you take more than 2 hours to call me back, you're going to risk losing the job, not because I'm hostaging you, not because of any other reason. Then there's 4 people lined up and it's a scarce commodity.
It is right now.
Right. And she basically went on and something. And I said, you know what? I want to ask you a question. I said, look at the price of gas. I said, how many times do you think that this piece of paper has been in a tree since it was a log?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And then it's going around to a finished piece and back. I said, just the gas and the FedEx surcharges.
Oh, yeah.
Anyways, she gave in and she agreed. I just was a little surprised of how little, I'll say, stubborn they were.
Yeah.
Because of price of gas, because of everything and everything out there and how it's going. But we really, everybody listening, stay firm. You need to stay firm. Now is our time. I can't say it enough.
No, and I agree with you. I think our resellers should be charging accordingly right now, right? And especially if you could deliver a job right now, that you're different than many other people. Like if you could actually say, I could deliver a job to you in 10 days or 5 days, etc., and you're actually delivering, you're different than many other people because majority of the people don't have the paper to produce it.
Correct. The other message is, because I just experienced it talking with some owners, if you're a salesperson and you're listening to this message, follow the company delivery protocol. Don't offer customers quicker delivery than you can do it. You could only give the delivery once the order's in, confirmed, and the paper has been confirmed.
Exactly.
Right. I'm talking owners where some of the legacy salespeople, when I say legacy, I mean you old fucks that are selling out there that don't know how to do it right. You're not helping us right now. Right
on. It's exactly. Delivery times are tight too right now with shortages of labor, with people not showing up, with COVID. If you catch COVID, you got to stay home for 5 to 10 days, right? So that means that shift or that person on that shift is not showing up.
Yeah, no, it's overall it's
challenging.
Bad.
It's challenging.
How's the demand for print at your place?
It's good. It's good. Yeah, it's still strong, which I can't say we're shocked, but we're still trying to kind of figure out the data of saying this is actually good. It's coming in. Our expectations weren't with these numbers, but it seems that some people don't have paper, so the volume is just coming to us because we could fulfill it, right? And we don't know how other printers are buying their paper. Like if you were a printer that was buying paper just on demand, you're not getting paper today. If you had
No.
allocation, you're getting your paper. But if you were just buying XYZ paper on demand, it's going to be tough for you to be able to
Yeah,
buy paper, right?
it's so let me ask you another question. Do you, so in talking to some other people,
Yeah.
if you, is your revenue going to go up this year, do you think, because of sales, or is it not possible to go up because of
No,
the paper?
it is going up. It is going
Now,
up. Yeah.
but are the print sales going up, or is the revenue because of the increase, the additional revenue, the increase because of the increase in
The
cost?
cost. It's both. It's both. But we are, when we're looking at our growth, we are looking at, we are deducting the increase of cost, if you know what I mean.
Right. Okay.
So we always factor that in when we're analyzing, let's say, a quarter compared with another quarter. We were struggling with paper in February and March and some of April, but that has got better because there were a lot of containers that were stuck that all of a sudden got dispatched,
Right.
and we got a good momentum going on right now. So April was not a good month for us. March, which is a very strong month traditionally in the printing industry, half of that month was gone because we technically ran out of paper for 2 weeks. It was
Wow.
scary. Never faced this before in my life.
Like you had
So
no paper in the plant,
we had
or
paper
minimal, like just not enough.
minimum. Yeah, not enough. Obviously, we were
Wow.
rejecting orders of saying, hey, we
Wow.
can't fulfill it. So it was, yeah, it was unfortunate because the demand was very strong, extremely strong, but we weren't able to fulfill it. And who likes to say no to business? You know what I mean?
No, for sure. Do you have a lot of commercial printers calling on you for stuff now
Everyone,
that didn't maybe call before?
we see it once in a while. So because a lot, like 99% of our orders go e-commerce, right? Through our
Right.
website and everything, sinalite.com. So we don't see, like, it's not like someone will call me up and say, hey, I
Right.
got this order
Okay.
and this. So we don't know, kind of. But we track product types. So we track
Right.
flyers or we track brochures. One thing that I've noticed that has reduced is saddle stitch brochures.
Really?
Yeah, and it's unfortunate because it's a good multi-form business, you know what I mean? But our idea is that because trade shows weren't happening as often,
There was
but
less.
there was less of them because, as you know, trade show and events, they use a lot of those collaterals, right? But we're hoping with everything opening up, or it has been opened up, right? With trade shows actually happening, it's going to get better.
Well, I'm going, I was at D Scoop for HP, which was a
Yeah.
great conference. I'm going, actually, I'm leaving today to the Cannabis Marketing Summit in Denver. Next week is Amplify in Minneapolis. I don't know if you are
I've heard it.
going.
No, I'm not going.
Do
No.
you guys, and then I'm going to America's Graphics 2022 in Ohio in August, and there's Printing United in October. So just quickly on that, everybody that's listening, I'm encouraging everyone to sign up and go to every trade show. If you go to every trade show, makes our industry stronger, gives you more ideas when you get there, just makes us more of a team. So not only is it our time to take the pricing back and take the commodity out of what we do, it's our time to come together as an industry, mix up the young, maybe say goodbye to some of the old, but let's go get counted as a statistic so that we sound really a strong industry by going to the associations and the events. So Amplify is all about embellishments.
Oh, nice.
And what's
Okay.
coming. So like with the MGIs and the Skodexes and the die cutting and the foils and the whatnot, do you do any embellishments in your place?
We do. We do a lot of embellishments. So we do embellished business cards, we do embellished greeting cards, we do embellished postcards as well. And it's actually a very nice sector of the business. I think every single printer should get into it because you could charge. Yeah, there you go.
No,
Exactly.
you should go to Amplify for a day and see what's there. I'm encouraging everyone, but you got the stuff going, so you're on it, right?
Yeah, but it's always good to see new things. See, one thing, and I do 100% agree with you, people should start going to trade shows again, because that's where you could walk on an aisle and see a particular piece of equipment that you never thought it's going to actually work for you, and it's going to work for you.
So it's funny. I agree with that, but I go to all the shows. I've always gone to most of the shows, time permitting. I personally have never really bought anything at a show. I've always been in touch with the OEMs and everybody and know what's going on and go to the offices, but I still go to the shows. Why? I like to see what's going on, but more importantly, I like to see the people. I like to see the suppliers. I like to talk. Well, everybody knows that. But with all the talking, if I come home from a show with one or two ideas,
Yeah,
more than that, I will not remember. That's a given.
definitely.
But if I come home with one or two and I could translate that into something, then the shows are worth it. The other thing is at the shows, you never know who you're going to meet. My best learning has come from just talking to other people about their experiences and what they do.
The networking side of it is actually great. I agree with you.
You know,
Networking is really, really good.
So you're going to go next week? No, I'm just kidding.
I am going to Print United for sure.
Okay.
That one we're going for sure because we're looking at certain equipment and all of the vendors are saying that it's going to be available at those shows.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I'll check that out and let you know. Could be there to do. How many people do you bring from the company?
2 or 3. It depends what vertical we're working on. For example, let's say if it's a large format show and we're looking at all the signage, then we bring the people according to that department.
Right. Okay.
To
You ever
make
bring
sure
a
that-
couple? You ever bring
Yeah.
just a couple of young people just to bring them to let them run around and feel the ground shake and get excited?
We've tried that before. We actually tried it a few years ago, and we said go out there and come on and let us know what you found and what side of the bit. And it was mainly business students, and see which vertical you want to work on. And then COVID happened.
Right.
Which
COVID,
was it was unfortunate because there were a lot of good ideas, but COVID just basically crumbled all of them.
Yeah, listen, I think after COVID, and it's nice to say after COVID, but
Yeah, exactly.
I think we're all learning actually how to talk and communicate and socialize a little bit in different ways after hiding behind a screen and not being in the presence of anybody.
Yeah.
You know, I forget where I was the other day, but I was talking to someone. I'm like, dude, you're in my space. Like, step back, you know?
I need my circle around me.
Well,
Yeah.
if my circle before was 2.5 feet, now it's 3.5 feet on.
Yeah, it's like, don't get too close.
Right, exactly. You speak with the other printers in the industry? Do you hear anything from anyone? Like, what's the mood?
Yeah, I've talked to a couple of the owners that close up their plants, and the mood for them, obviously they were getting out, and a lot of them sold their buildings at a very high valued price. So they were at the end of the day very happy. It's unfortunate to see them close up.
Yes.
But it's the nature of the business anyways, right? It's a good opportunity for the other printers to actually step up and basically take it to the next level. But no, we're looking for networking events to happen. If there's opportunities for the trade shows for us to network, that's when we used to talk with each other, right? Because as you know, running a business every day, you're really, really busy. So you don't really get time to call up someone. But when you're at a networking event or you're at a show, you're able to communicate. And that's what it's all about anyways, right? So.
Oh, listen, I used to go to all the shows. And the other thing that I used to do was I was always part of a peer group.
Oh, nice.
Seven, 8, 9 other print owners that we get together once, twice, 3 times a year. And it was just always nice to be in the room with people who are on the same platform as you.
Yeah.
Stressing out, trying to make it happen, big money to spend, how to spend it.
Yeah.
It's tough out there. I mean, part of what I'm doing as the Print Whisperer is I'm offering up my service as coach mentor to owners that are by themselves.
Great.
Who don't know where to turn or who to ask a real question to, right?
Yeah, really, you have the experience anyways, right? Running.
Yeah, listen, up, down, really up and down and all around, right? From the highs, from the highs and the lows to, getting bashed in the head and being put back up there and knocked down, and it's all good. It's, that old cliche of, whatever doesn't kill you makes you stronger, even though I hate it. It's true.
Oh, it is true. Yeah, I'd
rather not live through it, but yeah, it's true, right?
No, living through it sucks temporarily, but after that, it becomes better, right?
No, exactly. Do you guys have any big plans ahead for anything or anything new coming up?
Yeah, so for the past year and a half, we've been focused really heavily in the apparel space because apparel is going through a transition, the same transition that commercial printing went when digital was coming up, right? So we invested heavily in that vertical for the past year and a half. We're seeing it flourish right now. And we're trying to get the people that are in the commercial printing sector to look at different verticals now. Like, just don't look at commercial print, look at every single vertical, because if you have a client that you're doing a commercial print work for, believe me, they have every other type of work too. Just take it. But we're trying to educate people on that. It seems that individuals that are anywhere between 30 to 45, 50, they're grabbing this idea and they're running with it. And honestly, we see their sales volume, it just skyrockets. And I'm
Oh,
hoping to get that through everyone. It's like, come on, you should be selling everything,
you
just
know what?
stick with printing.
I'm happy you're saying that because at my old company, it was 10 years ago, 12 years ago. I started that. We went from basic offset to the digital to the flexo,
Yeah,
to
nice.
the
Yeah.
mailing,
Yeah.
like 56-inch packaging, substrates.
Yes.
We even hired someone to do promotional selling, right? The idea is when you're at your customer, captivate them. Don't let them go. Most customers don't want to run around. It's not always about the price, although some will say it is. But if you could save someone time, more than that, our whole thing back then was, and anybody listening, this was the best. We offered our customers to manage their brand image across all platforms.
Oh, that's nice. The
Well,
solution selling. Yeah.
if you're going to deal with the brands, they're only concerned about the brand, so they don't want So we would take whatever if we were doing a whole bunch of things, say for a show, we would take the hardest item on the hardest substrate to match the color and then go from there
across the board, basically.
Right? And then we were able to go with everything to the client, put it all on the table and look at it all at once instead of one at a time and then this and going back and forth. So I think, listen, we're not printers, we are in the communication business.
We're in the marketing business.
Communication marketing. We market and communicate on paper, on items, on books, on brochures, on t-shirts, anywhere where, anyone who says, print's dead, I say to them, when you wake up in the morning, just turn your head and look around.
It isn't.
It's everywhere.
It's everywhere. Right? And it's right now with the digital technology, it's going to even get better. We firmly believe that this digital technology is going to enable print to get on as many substrate as possible.
That and then with the digital and the size of orders that you can place or not place, you could do what you want, and everybody wants their name on something, right? It's like even direct mail. I mean, I'm just because I'm in print, I open up every envelope at home, but I open up the ones first with my name on it.
Same. Like, the pearls and everything. And then everyone that says like the younger generation doesn't like print, it's absolutely wrong, because they actually love print. Like, all of them print these customizable t-shirts for themselves these days, right? So they create their own branding. If you go into their apartments, they brand their own pillows, they brand everything, literally, right? So home attire, everything, and that's all printing. But it's just evolved, right? It's not ink on paper, it's ink on different substrates.
And in the apparel, I mean, they're making better fabrics every day for the short run, quick digital. Right.
One-offs, basically. And the one-off business is actually good. And a lot of, if you're in the promotional space too right now, especially because everything is more concentrated now, where they used to print 10,000 pieces of, I don't know, a bottle or something. Now they do 100, and it's event driven, and that gives you good capabilities and it's better margins.
Oh, for sure. Listen, I used to always tell customers, buy what you need, don't buy by volume price. Because you never use the volume you bought, you throw it out, and you never add it up, but you're always paying more per unit at the end.
Exactly. And storage is super expensive.
Well, there's that too. But anyways, it's always, I always find customer never wants to listen. Customers always know better. Always know better. Okay, before I cut you off here, because we're going to get on with our day, anything you want to last minute add to our viewers?
I think everyone should take this COVID opportunity that's occurred for our industry as a positive angle. I think where COVID actually did the printing industry a big favor. As you see, direct mail has grown. everything like in the apparel space, all the one-offs, promotional space, there, it's everything is growing. Signage is growing too. I think it's just evolving. And I think everyone should basically listen to podcasts similar to yours to get educated. I think education is very, very important. And the beauty of education these days is that you could technically pick up your phone, go on your LinkedIn or go on YouTube channel or go on a website and get educated. And then figure out what everyone is saying and start selling properly to the users. I think understanding your users and your customers are really, really important. And with the education that you put in, you'll be able to become a better salesperson or a better business at the end of the day. But I think we're in a very good opportunity for our industry. And as long as we play it right, we're going to be doing really, really well in the next 3 to 5 years.
Well said. The bottom line is we have to turn that race to the bottom line to a race to the top.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Exactly.
Everybody. Right?
Everyone.
Cool. Wow. Anyways, good info today. Really appreciate it.
My pleasure. Thank you.
So next time I'm heading to Toronto, I'll give you a buzz and come do a live video. Take some pictures.
For sure, man. All
Cool.
right. Thanks.
Thank you. So let me just, to everybody who listened, I thank you for getting to the end. Listen to the next one next week. Listen to the one from last week. If I could ever be of any service, you have a question, you want to know something, give me a shout out, reach out. I'm always around. Warren Werbitt, for what they think. I love print.